Hello and welcome to another video, and today I'm going to do my second part of my 50 subscriber special about last pictures of US presidents. And today I noticed that somebody unsubscribed to me and I was really sad, so if you're watching this, please like and subscribe because it will really help me and it would make me really happy. And I'm gonna make a 67 subscriber special once I'm done with this one. And I'm gonna explain about the 67 subscriber special later because now I'm gonna do this video. Let's just get started with the video. Last time I couldn't do the whole video, like all the presidents, because my head was kind of hurting, so I had to stop recording because I thought I had a headache. But now I'm better, and okay, let's start. I'm going to open my files. Just like last time, I cannot put pictures on my videos because I have to pay. So going back here, last time I finished at Jackson, so now next up is Van Buren, Martin Van Buren, and this is one of the uh, so this is one of the pictures that I found of Van Buren that I think could be his last picture. But there's also another one. There's this one, and this I've seen a lot when I watched all of the videos about the last photos of U.S. presidents. I've seen this one in most of them. I've seen when I was searching for Van Buren's last photo, I found this one, and I once saw it, but I don't know exactly when or where. Um, but I assume this was taken in between 1857 and 1862. I think it could have been taken in the 1860s because this picture was taken in 1860, and this picture is the official portrait of Van Buren as president. But actually, he looked a lot different. He was a lot younger than when he was president because he was president when he was in his 50s. This is him in his 70s, so over 20 years later. And so yeah, I think this might have been taken in 1860. This could have also been taken in 1860. I just don't know. I just assume this might be his last photo. You can tell me in the comments what you think and if you know anything about this mysterious photo. Um, anyway, if this picture was taken in 1860, 2 years before he died, and he would die from heart disease, I think. Heart disease, he would die from bronchial asthma, actually. Heart failure brought on by bronchial asthma, because I heard of that. I also watched some videos about last words and causes of death of U.S. presidents. Maybe I'm gonna talk about it in like when I beat 150 subscribers, maybe 80, maybe 90, because I have a plan for the 100 subscriber special. And it's not gonna be a video, it's gonna be posts. So, but anyway, going back to Van Buren. Um, so yeah, he would have been between, either 77 or 78 years old here. He would be either between 74 and 79 years old. I just don't know. So next up is William Henry Harrison, and come on, this is a photo of him. It's actually not a photo of him. It's a photo of one of his portraits, but and historians claim that he was photographed when he was inaugurated, probably on his inauguration. But that photo was lost, and now this is the only photo of him. But this is not a photo of him; it's a photo of the one of his portraits. So this doesn't count. But because this picture was taken in 1852, I think, maybe early, maybe later. So I'm just gonna say this is his last photo because this portrait might be his last portrait and the photograph of the portrait. He was 68 years old, maybe 67, maybe it was before his birthday, maybe before he was president. But and he would die in office 1 month later because he caught a cold because he didn't wear a jacket on the chilly weather on his inauguration speech, and he had the longest inauguration of any president. And so yes, but he didn't get sick until 3 weeks later, and the official cause of his death was um, pneumonia. But 173 years later, experts argued that he actually caught typhoid. Um, that's a kind of fever. I don't know exactly what kind of fever, but he could have died from typhoid fever. And also he probably that water from the Washington, like the same thing as Polk. He died from cholera from drinking some contaminated water. So I think he could have had the same. So, but anyway, now let's go to John Tyler. Well, I keep what? Come on. I'm really sorry if you can't see anything. Okay, Jesus. Come on. Maybe. Oh, there it is. So, come on, please, please. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm just gonna show you Tyler 1861. I'm really sorry about that, but come on. There it is. This is his last picture, last photo. This is him in 1861 when he was either 70 or 71 years old, and he joined the Confederacy during the Civil War. This was taken during the Civil War, so he must have been 71. He'll die next year of a stroke at the age of 71. He'll die in January, so before his birthday. But anyway, he's holding a document or something. I don't know what that is exactly. But yeah, he joined the Confederacy during the Civil War, and that's why I think he was a bad president. But this people don't like him mostly because of the joining of the Confederacy. But even if we don't count that as stuff he did in his presidency, I still think he was a pretty low ranked person slash president. But anyway, okay, going back here. Next is James K. Polk, and like I said earlier, he died from cholera by drinking contaminated water in the Washington water thing. What from the Washington water supply, I guess. So this is his last photo, and he has kind of a long hair in the back. I don't really like that because long hair for women, in my opinion. But anyway, this is Polk, either February or January or March. I think this is February 1849, when he was still president, but he would die 103 days after he left office. So this is him a few months before he died. and he had one of the most beautiful last words of any U.S. president. His last words were, I know this is not the topic about last words of U.S. president, but I just want to share it with you. His last words were, "I love you, Sarah, for all eternity. I love you." This was to his wife Sarah. She would die over 40 plus years after him, and that's amazing. And if he was only 53 years old when he died. He was also 53 on this picture, and if he lived to be 100, he would see Grover Cleveland's second term. And now imagine that, and he died when Zachary Taylor was president. So count how many more presidents he would see when he lived to 100. I'm not gonna do that now because the video is not about me doing mathematics. But okay, next up is Zachary Taylor, and this is a picture taken of him. This is a picture taken of him when he was still president. I mean, when he was president, because he died in office. And this was taken either 1849 or 1850. I'm guessing 1850 because how would he not have any pictures in his final year in 1850 while he was president? Like, you know what I mean? Or it could have been taken 1849. I just don't know. I'm only guessing 1850. And he would die either next year or the same year as this picture was taken. He would be 65 years old on this picture, and he looks a lot older, like 74, 75 years old. But he was probably ill at the time or something. He would die from gastroenteritis. Americans call it the stomach flu, and it was from eating too much cherries because he loved cherries, but cherries killed him. And there are theories that he might have been poisoned, but analysis couldn't find proof of that. So it's probably fake information, the poisoning. However, it could have happened, but there's no evidence. So he just died. I assume he died from eating too much cherries at the age of 65. That's old. That's an old age for a person, but it's young when somebody is dying. So that's a young age to die, in my opinion. And he'd be the only president to die at the age of 65. So that's sad. But there are other presidents that died younger than him, like Polk earlier, and like Franklin Pierce, and whoever else died younger than him. Um, oh, no. Next up is Millard Fillmore, and come on. This is a picture taken of him in the 1870s. So he would have been he was between 69 and 74 years old. He was probably in his 70s because if he would have been 69, it would be the picture would be taken between January 1st and January 6th, 1870, because his birthday was on January 7th. So, but anyway, going back to the picture, I mean, I was just talking about the picture, but whatever. So he was in his 70s, it was in the 1870s, and he died from a stroke in 1874. Um, he would be 74 because, fun fact, he was born on January 7th, 1800. So, whichever year it was, like 64, in 1864, he was 64 years old. 74, he was 74 years old. And he died less than a month after. Yeah, he was born less than a month after George Washington died, and that's pretty crazy because, like, there is a between if Washington lived till his birthday, there would be like two people living a 150-year life, 150-year span. Never mind. Yeah, like I said, he would die from a stroke. He was 74. Um, Next is Franklin Pierce, one of the worst presidents in American history. I kind of feel bad for him because he lost all of his kids who died very young. But Pierce also died very young. He was 64. And this picture was taken of him. Wait, where's that other picture? Oh, I want to show you two pictures that I found. There's this one that is probably the official last picture of him, but there are also some other pictures that, oh my god. So first about this picture, this was taken in the 1860s, I would guess like 1865, maybe later, because I don't think it was earlier, maybe, but I think it was um, uh, like 1865 or beyond 1865, and he was between 60 and 64 years old on this picture, but it wasn't taken the year he died, because he died in 1869 at the age of 64, and he was a big alcoholic, and because of his heavy drinking, he was suffering from liver cirrhosis, which is like cancer of the liver or whatever, like sickness of the liver, because liver cirrhosis. But he wouldn't die of liver cirrhosis. I mean, he would, but he actually died from inflammation of the stomach. So, like, when he died, his stomach was probably burning, and that probably killed him. So, basically, alcohol killed him. But there's that other picture that I wanted to show you, but I can't because for some reason, when I tried to open it, it will tell me that I have to um um okay, so I'm gonna have to show you like this. Franklin Pierce last photo. There it is, that's him. I think that's him. You see this circa 1865, so beyond 1865. I think this might be him. I'm not sure if this is 100% him, but how would that not be him? And I think this is his last official last photo. I'm not official because there's this one over here, this one, and this one. People say is his last photo. No, this was actually when he was president, probably. This is his last photo. Uh, I think this is his last photo. I've never seen this photo before. When I googled Franklin Pierce last photo for the first time, I saw this. I was like, wow, I've never seen this in my life. And there's this picture. Look, how is this not him? I mean, his eyes are a little different, but I think that's definitely him. If it's not, then who is who is it? And anyway, like comment down below if you ever seen this picture before, and tell me if you know anything about this photo. Like, is it actually him, or if it's somebody that looks like him? Somebody said the last photo because he thought it was him. I also think it's him, but I'm not 100% sure. So tell me in the comments if you know anything more about this picture. Anyway, now let's go to James Buchanan. And come on. I hope it's not the same problem again. Uh, okay, there it is. Come on, faster. Okay, this is him. You can uh, barely see him probably. Let me see how we see him. Yeah, I think you can see him just fine. Um, but yeah, this is his last picture taken in 1865 or somewhere in the 1860s. I'm just guessing 1865 because I just think so. So this was probably taken after the Civil War, after the war he started. Actually, Lincoln started. Actually, the South started it, um, but this is it's the Civil War is called also Buchanan's War because he did nothing to stop it. The idiot. And so never mind about that. This is him 3 years, about 3 years before he died. Died in 1868 at the age of 77. So he was probably like 73 or 74 years old over here. And look at this mohawk. I mean, it looks kind of cool, but I don't like that kind of like. Do I look good? Tell me in the comments if I look good. Oh, I never mind. Anyway, he died from respiratory failure and rheumatic gout, and rheumatic gout kind of sounds like something from alcohol, like rheum, like from rum or something, or is it called rum? Yes, rum and beer and probably wine. But respiratory failure is probably like something from the foot, I think, or from the bone. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just guessing from the bone, and yeah, he's my least favorite U.S. president, and he's probably the worst U.S. president, ranked by almost everybody. I mean, some people rank Andrew Johnson as the worst. Some people say Wilson because they hate him. But anyway, next up is Abraham Lincoln, and come on. So look, this is his last picture. This last real, probably his real last picture. It's like in front of a house, probably the White House, probably somewhere else. And there's some black guys there, I think. Or maybe guys in hats, or yeah, I think these are two black guys and a guy over here. Then there's him. I don't know if that's his wife next to him or that's just him alone. But you can see this is the 6'4" Abraham Lincoln, because there's this guy standing right behind him and he's kind of short, like average height. Lincoln was really tall, but anyway, he would die from assassination. I mean, he would be assassinated by John Wilkes Booth in the theater. Probably a few days later. I'm guessing a few days later because I saw a video saying that this was taken like in April 1865, and it said days before he was shot. I don't know, but uh, this is his last facial photo, so his last formal photo. So this was also probably taken in 1865. I think definitely 1865, but probably earlier, like in February or March. I'm guessing March, maybe February, but definitely not January. I mean, I don't know. If you know something about the photos, you can tell me in the comments. Um, yeah, Abraham Lincoln is my favorite president and probably the best president in U.S. history. I mean, some people don't like him that much. Um, like some people put Washington over him. I put him over Washington because Washington owned slaves. Lincoln, maybe he was racist or something, but he signed the Emancipation Proclamation. Maybe he even wrote it. I'm not sure. I don't know if he wrote it or if he signed it or whatever. But I think he was better than Washington, even if Washington was the father of the country. And some people even put FDR over both of them, but I think FDR is super overrated. But now let's go to Andrew Johnson. The Andrew Johnson always has that negative, angry face. I mean, he's not angry here. He's not angry, but he just has that face like he's lonely. He's a drinker. He has no family, no wife. He's single. Nobody cares about him. But he did have a wife, and he had 5 kids, but two of his sons actually died when he was still alive. One of them committed suicide. Um, anyway, this photo was taken in 1875, the year he died. A few months later, and this was taken when he was elected to the U.S. Senate because he became a senator in 1875. But he would die. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. He would die a few months later, a few months after he was inaugurated. Inaugurated? I'm not sure. Wait, our senators, the senators have inaugurations? You have to tell me in the comment, or I can just check after I make the video. I mean, after I finish the video. So he would die from a stroke at the age of 66. If he lived to his birthday in December, he would be 67, but he didn't live to the 67. He died in July, so he was 66. And his wife actually died less than a month after him. And Johnson is the youngest president to be married. He was 18. His wife was 16. His wife was only 16 years old when they were married. And she gave birth right after she turned 18. So she was pregnant when she was a minor. Anyway, next is Ulysses S. Grant. And in this video, I'm only gonna go to Benjamin Harrison because I'm gonna make part 3. I'm gonna make it like 3 or 4 parts, the 50 subscriber special. Now let's go to Ulysses S. Grant. There's 2 pictures that I think are his last picture. There's this one with him reading the newspaper, and there's this one of him writing his memoirs. And I don't know which one exactly is his last photo. I'm assuming this one with the newspaper, but they both of them might be taken the same time. Both of them are probably made the day before he died. At least this one with him with the newspaper and the top hat, and this was also probably taken the day before he died. He would die from throat cancer. He was suffering from throat cancer, and you would really not want to have throat cancer. That's one of the worst cancers because you can't eat, you can't drink without your throat burning. And anyway, he was 63 years old, and he was a great man. He was a good general in general, but he wasn't as good of a president. In my opinion, he's the most average president in American history. And I want to say something. I forgot. Okay, now let's go to Rutherford Hayes. And this picture that I'm gonna show you, yeah, this one. This is Hayes' 3 or 2.5 years before he died, because this was taken in 1890. He died in 1893, but in January. And this looks like either spring or I want to say February, but either spring or summer. It looks like the summertime because you can see like the sunshine, the sun shines, and but could be. But anyway, let's go back. Let's just talk about him. So this is him reading a book, sitting on a bench. This is his son. But which one is it? I think it's I think it's his son, Rutherford Platt Hayes. This is his daughter, not Hayes's daughter, Fanny, and this is Lucy Hayes Heron, either a servant or a friend. But she looks like an adult, but she was probably like 11 or 12 years old, probably like 10 years old, because she was born in 1880, I think, and this was taken in 1890. And she is pretty small on this photo. And yeah, this is Lucy Hayes Heron. She was named Lucy Hayes Heron when she was baptized after Hayes's wife Lucy. And Lucy Hayes Heron, she is the younger sister of Helen Heron Taft, the wife of William Howard Taft, who would be President of the United States. I'm going to talk about him in the next video because I'm going to finish at Ben Harrison. And then Taft was later Supreme Court Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court. Anyway, Hayes would die from heart disease. Like I said in the John Adams, in the last video, heart disease, heart failure, and heart attack are three different heart issues. And like I said in the last video, I don't know how they are different, but probably heart attack is just like your heart is beating really fast, or either it's like really hurts or it's about to explode or something. Heart failure is when it stops, I think, and heart disease when it, I don't know, maybe like both in the same time. Um, but he wasn't really old, but he did live long for a president who died in the like 1870s and from 1870s to 1890s to 1900s probably. He was 70 years old. So yeah, like I said, it's not that much. But before him, there James Garfield died. He was 49. Ulysses Grant was 63. Chester Arthur was 57. And then after him, Benjamin Harrison was 68. William McKinley was 58. So like Hayes lived pretty long for the time. But okay, next up is James Garfield, and he was assassinated in July, but he died in September of 1881. And ignore that presidential nicknames. This is his last picture. Wait, is it? No, there's another one that I found, and I think that one might be last picture. This one. This one, I think this one is his last picture. I think it was taken in 1881, probably either before or after he became president. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. Anyway, he was assassinated by Charles Guiteau, who wanted to be like a politician, or he just wanted a job. He was rejected everywhere, so he just shot him, and he said that he shot him in the name of God, and that dude was mentally unstable. And I really recommend you to watch the new the new series Death by Lightning. It's about both of the men, Garfield and Guteau, and people keep calling him um, Gusteau, because it's a French last name, and but he wasn't French in any way. He did have French ancestors, but he wasn't French. He was as American as fried chicken. And then in one scene, there was James Blaine, and he was Secretary of State. Um, and he said something in French to him, and he couldn't understand a word he said. It was pretty funny. But anyway, back to Garfield. When after he was shot, there was like the doctor that didn't even try to like save him. He just wanted to take the bullet out and didn't even care if he survived. And then right after he died, they took out the bullet, and there was another doctor that said if the bullet had stayed inside, he would have survived, and he would live longer. And then it was the same in Death by Lightning. The guy said he would have lived longer if the bullet stayed inside, and then the doctor who cut his body up to find the bullets was like, and like Garfield's wife, Lucretia Garfield, was probably like looking at him like, I want to hang this guy so bad. But Garfield died from. He didn't die by assassination because he wasn't shot in the head like Lincoln and Kennedy. Shot in the back and the arm, and he died from septic shock because the first doctor's fingers and those tools weren't washed, and they had germs on them, and probably like the doctor was like picking his nose and probably didn't even wipe it, and it caused an infection, and then Garfield died, and probably everybody in the room wanted to hang him when the other doctor said he would have lived longer. But anyway, I'm taking too much time with speaking some of those out of the topic stuff. So next is Chester Arthur. This picture of him was taken in 1886, the year he died, but it was like probably spring. Yeah, probably spring, like early spring 1886. This is him with his friend. They probably went camping or somewhere. Maybe it's right outside one of their house. And Arthur was 56 years old, and he would die when he was at the age of 57 the next year. And he could not be 57 because in his last months he was seriously ill. He was really ill. He died from a stroke when he was 57. And 57 is a very young age to die, but he just had heart health issues for some reason. And also he was really fat, but that didn't cause his death. It was stroke. Um, but anyway, so did I say everything about him? I think I did. Oh, nobody really knows who that guy next to him is, but he couldn't be older than him. I mean, he could be older than him, but I just don't think so. Actually, he does look kind of older than him, so he could have been older than him and outlived him. So he could have seen his birth and death. But never mind. Next is Grover Cleveland, and there are three pictures of him that I found. there's this one. This one. We put him over here. And this one. Third one. And I'm not really sure which one. I'm not really sure which one was last. Jesus! Jesus! Oh my god. Sorry I keep saying Jesus, but like Jesus. So both all of them are him sitting on a chair. These two are him next to a desk, and this is him just sitting on a chair. And I think this is his last photo, but this one might be his last photo. I don't think this is his last photo, but all of them were taken in 1908. I don't know when exactly. Maybe like in still in winter, maybe spring, maybe like early spring. He died in the summertime. He died on actually the first day of summer, I think, June 24th. My throat is kind of getting dry from talking too much. Cause I've been talking for like how long? 40 minutes now. But Cleveland died from a heart attack. Yeah, he died from a heart attack, but he was suffering from two I mean, he was suffering from a couple of illnesses. He was from coronary cirrhosis and something with the heart. I think heart disease, maybe. He died from a heart attack. So okay, next is Benjamin Harrison. Wait, did I say? Oh, all of these pictures were taken when he was either 70 or 71 years old. I think he was 71. But next is Benjamin Harrison. And this is Benjamin Harrison with his youngest daughter. I mean, his younger daughter, because he only had two. Elizabeth. She was at least a year old over here, and she was born in 1797. Harrison died in 1901. And she looks like 2 or 3 or even 4 years old, so Harrison must have been like 66, I mean, between 65 and 67 years old. He died when he was 67 from influenza, which later turned into pneumonia. And I think, so this picture was taken either 1900 or very early 1901. I think it's 1900, so like when she was 3 years old. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry if it was kind of boring to you, but I'm really interested in U.S. history, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you were really not really like a roller coaster, but if you enjoyed the video, please like the video and please subscribe. And I'm gonna do part 3. I don't know if I'm gonna be making it tomorrow. I'm gonna make it in at least 1 or 2 days. So either I'm gonna make it tomorrow or in a few days. So thanks for watching. Subscribe.